Jesus.
YouTube.
That went live right away. I guess that's what happens when you're not recording to an external drive.
Aha.
Oh, how does that go, by the way?
I am frantically backing up everything on that drive now. So what it seems, the main problem I was running into last week when the machine was blue screening is I was recording. The live stream goes up and I record it locally at the same time. The local recording was going to that external drive. Every time it was trying to start that recording, it couldn't. And instead of XSplit just crashing, Windows just blue screen.
Oh, jeez.
So, I don't know. Boy, I already have to ban someone. This is really early. Hold on.
When did that happen?
Click on that. You just get a timeout, sir or madam. So every time it would try and do that, it would blue screen. So what I was trying to figure out is, if I run a smart diagnostic on it, what is the error code it's reporting? Because smart is supposed to tell you, it's supposed to be a predictor for whether or not a hard drive's dying or not.
Yeah.
Smart was blue screening my machine. So at that point, it's sort of like, look, this thing's gonna die. Yeah, like, this thing's gonna die, so just get the hell out of here. Hey there, the Meek 83. I hope the show goes more smoothly as well. If I had one wish.
I had to do a little manual labor this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
I had to go out and seal coat a parking stall that the guys missed like a month ago.
Oh no.
I kept getting emails and then finally I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll go out there and do it. So I sent in a whole group of guys. Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up. So I had a bet with my seal coater that a 5-gallon bucket wasn't going to be enough seal coat to do that parking stall. And goddamn, one drop short. Or not one drop short. I used every drop on it.
Oh, man.
Then I forgot the fucking paint. So then I had to run to Sherwin-Williams and buy an aerosol can of paint. And I think it turned out pretty...
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Pretty
That's
okay.
Some parking spots.
Nice.
So when I went to go to Sherwin-Williams out in Fremont, Ohio...
Hey, there's Sacred Herb.
I stumbled across this place called CNC Games.
Oh.
Little mom and pop...
Command and Conquer games.
Oh, that's what I was thinking too.
2 Pac-Mans. Yeah.
That's cool.
2 little Pac-Mans. And they had a bunch of arcade machines in there for sale, which luckily I resist the urge to drop.
Oh, literally as soon as you said arcade machines, I was waiting for the... Now I have 3 arcade machines in my basement talk.
If they weren't ridiculously priced, absolutely.
Also, it would be pretty hard to get one of those in your basement.
Yes.
That'd be...
With as much...
You'd grease that thing up and slide it down those 3 stairs.
Yeah.
Would that stop knobs?
But
no, but you know.
So let's start with the haul here.
Oh no. Did you get Panzer Dragoon Saga?
They came through with this.
Hey.
So now I own 2 copies of Kiwami.
Now you have to play it.
Oh, is that the Steelbook version?
Yes, they had.
Man, the back of that Steelbook looks fucking hot. Woo!
Oh, wow.
The 2 tattoos from the game. Oh, so good.
So, I got that. Then 100% impulse buy, Guilty Gear Xrd 2, Rev 2.
Nice. Which is hopefully the most recent version.
Alright, and if you're ready for the coup de grace. Boom.
It's beautiful. How much was that? $10?
$10. Actually, $8.99.
Nice.
$9.
Castlevania game?
No.
No, it's just some shitty.
It's one of those FMV games. Dracula Unleashed.
That's pretty
good. Which
is
the weird FMV game, and the disc is in insanely good condition.
Oh wow.
Both
the
of
fact
them.
that I saw myself in that reflection is pretty good.
And even has
beautiful.
the double tray too.
Oh man, that thing is in great condition.
Yeah, I don't need this game. I remember playing it, but
for $9, like.
But man, I remember these giant ass man. Look at the registration card.
Man, even like the front of the case isn't cracked or anything.
No.
That's in great shape.
Someone kept good care of their Sega CD collection, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like the old point-and-click adventure game, man.
I should get my buddy Adrian to show you guys some of the fucking shit, some like his man cave. You guys, I think Boston especially would fucking love it because I love you, Fuse, but you're a weeaboo. And Fuse is his name, Adrian.
Oh, okay.
Fuse is his nickname. And he has pretty much got just a wall of import Japanese Dreamcast games and arcade cabinets and fucking everything you could. I think specifically Boston would just like urinate.
That is a perfect sticker removal right there.
Oh,
Woo!
Pro work there.
Clearly.
That is definitely an unappreciative skill. You know, get that sticker off without leaving any residue.
Oh yeah. But yeah, the Discord thing, Boston. By the way, yeah, I think I was saying it earlier, and then we rushed to do T-Bomb. Yeah, I wasn't on in like 3 or 4 days, and then literally I loaded up Discord, and it was just scrolling. I thought I was in the Marvel Puzzle Quest channel, and it was just like
50 plus
like,
messages.
It was 110 at one point.
Yeah.
Everybody is playing that fucking thing. Like, all of my wife's Siege friends are fucking playing it. All of my friends are playing it. It's just like I load up my friends list and it's like everybody's playing the same goddamn thing.
What are you talking about? Marvel Republic Puzzle Quest?
Yes. No. Destiny 2.
Oh, I misread the title of this article. It says Microsoft has discontinued the Xbox One. I was like, pardon? It's the original Xbox One. The big fat one.
Well, who's surprised?
I was like, oh, well, you didn't already?
I thought they already did. I thought everything was going to the S these days. Besides, to be honest, mine is on its last legs as it is right now. I've got to hope it can hold out until November and I can get a hold of one of the X's. Yeah. And that my wife will be okay with me dropping $500 fucking on an X.
What's the MSRP on the X? Is it 500?
500, 499, yeah.
That's not bad.
I've got a line on a pre-order for me. It's just whether I've just got to see what the situation's going to be like financially in 2 weeks' time.
The only thing I really wish that Amazon had some sort of like pre-order layaway program. Like, I just want to put $50 every paycheck into it. I'll pre-order it, but you know, hey, Dimebag.
Bonjour.
Wow, I did not realize I had this many people on my roster now.
Yeah, no, fucking
I'm up to 75 now.
Fuck you, I'm still at 35, asshole.
I haven't really played anything this week. I haven't played much of it this week.
Oh wait, I got enough coins to buy another splat.
How much? How many coins is it?
Damn it! No, I don't. Now it's 950. Shit.
Yeah, mine just moved up to 750.
I'm still at 400.
Jeez.
Was it you, by the way, Nobs? The clan wants to know, were you the one who dropped the hundo?
I did not drop the hundo.
Oh.
I dropped 50.
I wonder if it was Soul
Urgent
Man.
Fury.
Hey,
I don't know who dropped the hundo then.
Soul Man's the man with unlimited resources, as we all know.
True. Oh, do it live on the pre-show as well. Thank you for the present, Agent. It's greatly appreciated.
What's up?
Agent gave me a present.
Did he?
Yes, he did. He went to see Liverpool play in 2014, and he had a Liverpool scarf from their world tour, and he sent it to me.
Nice.
Oh my God! Did you see Jimbo's kill montage?
Yeah, I posted it to the TVGP. Well, I posted it to Twitter and tagged in the TVGP Twitter.
It's insane.
It's fucking bonkers. It's ridiculous.
All right, he has to have that thing like tuned to precision, because I'm trying to aim and I'm just like, I'm fast and loose. Maybe I just gotta tighten down my aim stick a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's just literally, it's just, I never see that many people lining up in a kill box. ever.
Did you see it, by the way, Boston?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
You should watch it because it's
Watch
fucking
it.
insane.
It's unbelievable. It'd be like me peeling like common zombies with the rifle. Just how I peel so many so quick because I know where they're coming from. I don't know. Like he gets himself in this perfect spot and just doesn't miss.
Something that might be worth giving a go is turning the aim sensitivity down.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of people who, like, the assumption, and I always made the same assumption, is if you're a pro player, you have that sensitivity rammed as high as you can go. You just get good enough to stop. But from what I'm learning about behind the MLG kind of thing, which would be a great MTV show, behind the MLG, a lot of them keep it turned down so that they can do full, quick motions with the stick and don't turn as quick. But it allows them to be much more accurate because you don't overshoot.
It was, and Urgent's right, man. Like after I watched it, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, Agent in chat, you want to quit playing Battlefield 1 because it's ridiculous. Like especially considering you see him do the swap out as well, where he puts one pill in someone, starts to reload, then swaps to his Magnum, and it's just like you're dead.
And that's what I should be doing if I'm hitting those guys in that one bullet at 90% health. I should switch the gun, shoot quick shot, then flip back and reload. Instead of wait for it to rack that shell back in.
Oh, Jess was playing. I don't know what it was, but I think we were playing Battlefront, and she got in the mood for playing Conquest, or no, the Operations, like the rush thing where it's 2 then 2 then 2. I think she went 40 and 22.
Jeez.
And my mind was blown, and then I realized she plays a lot of Siege, and as much as I love Battlefield, Siege makes Battlefield look like a newbie's game. Like, she's ridiculously good at Siege, and it just seems to transfer over to her that she wrecked shop. She was like MVP two matches in a row on Battlefield 1. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I thought I was good.
That you're good at what?
Video games.
Yeah, there was a time when I used to think I was pretty okay, but man, just trying to figure out what game would I feel like I was kind of okay at, other
Dead
than
or
Left
Alive.
4 Dead. Dead or Alive, yeah, but I get in a pattern loop real quick, and if you could break it, like I am just a ragdoll. Which what Tom Gamer and Heiko used to do to me all the time. Oh, happy birthday, Heiko, if he's watching the stream.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah, I sent him a message on Xbox earlier. And then didn't sign on since to see if he's responded.
Oh, and happy anniversary, Moon.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to send you a text, but I'm like, I'm not butting in. I don't care.
Yeah, we went to... I think my wife and I have come to an agreement that we need to get pretzels anytime that we're at a place that serves pretzels. We need to get them. Because we have a top-tier standard of pretzels, and we're going to see if anybody can beat it.
I feel the same way with hot dogs. I think the Skyland hot dog's the high bar right now.
Pub 135 in Webster does the best pretzels.
There's a place called Magic Tree out towards Youngstown that they got a pretty solid pretzel.
Yeah, we went to a Danish... I think it was Danish food and beer place. Right up in hipster area, New York.
Hipster County, New York. It's beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, right before the leaves change.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready to kick this thing off?
There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't fucking remember.
Yeah, I guess. I think.
I watched the weirdest Robin Hood movie the other day.
Which one?
From 1991.
Was that that wasn't Val Kilmer, was it, or whatever it is?
No.
The guy from Waterworld?
No, it was... No, not Kevin Costner. But yet, it was kind of around the same time as that. Let me see if I can open up Letterboxd here. I didn't review it because I don't really know how to review it. Because it went from being serious to campy to really goofy to super serious. It was like the weirdest thing.
Especially for Robin Hood.
Films. Oh.
I'm literally looking through my list of recently played stuff, trying to figure out, did I actually recently play it, or did I just log on for something?
Yeah, that's what I meant to do.
You know what? I don't think that Baywatch movie was all that bad.
It's in my queue right now, but I kind of like the idea of all those actors together. It's probably gonna be dumb and fun. A lot like 21 Jump Street. Where it's like, you know what, that was pretty dumb and pretty fun.
I haven't seen that one either.
Alright, so I didn't expect it to be so... Boomer, just lay down, man. You're breaking my heart.
– 21 Jump Street is actually pretty good. Well, better than it has any right to be. It's a Phil and Lord movie, so if you like the movies they make, if you like the Lego Movie and Lego Batman...
Yep, I do.
Then you'll probably like the rest of their stuff.
Interesting. I'll
have
to watch it at some point.
Alright, so it's... Okay, so... It has... So, this is the first time I've ever seen this guy. Patrick Bergen as Robin Hood, and it's spelled H-O-D-E. Uma Thurman is Maid Marian.
Weird.
Which is why I stopped and I was like, is that... What the fuck? And then it has, what's this dude's name? David Morrissey, who was the governor in Walking Dead.
Oh.
Jurgen Porchmiles, who is Porch now. He's the dude with the really bad acne and the really German, like really super German guy. Like he's usually the villain. He's one of those dudes. And one of the guys was what the hell was his name? He was one of the guys from the Night's Watch, like one of the guys that betrayed Jon at the end in Game of Thrones.
Spoilers.
It's probably like 5 seasons ago.
If you don't see this dude being a problem for Jon, you're not paying attention.
Are you talking about the trainer guy? I won't have no bastards here.
Exactly, the tall one.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's in this movie.
Here's our new counselor, Dr. Evilman. Yeah, he's fine.
But actually, I wonder if I could open... Yeah, look at the mustache on that dude, man.
Oh, man.
If it isn't...
Straight out of the 80s.
If it isn't Lord Bastard. How are you doing, Lord Bastard?
Yeah,
I love how much that word gets thrown around.
What, bastard? Yeah, so... That was weird. I just watched Game of Death, which I haven't seen in years, and I forgot how much that one level in DOA is the floors that you keep going through the floor. Yeah. I completely forgot all about that. And how awesome it is when he gets kicked in the chest by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and that giant footprint on that yellow jumper.
I don't know the last time I watched that movie.
Me and Jess watched John Wick 2 last night. Fuck me. Yeah, we watched John Wick 2. And
yeah. Who was on Voodoo that kept kicking my ass off, by the way?
I don't fucking know. Don't look at me. We watched John Wick 2 and that's fucking it.
I was trying... I just bought Basketball because I haven't watched that in a long time.
Fuck
and I kept trying to watch Basketball and it kept like, someone else started this. I was like, motherfucker.
I just want to watch Basketball, man.
Definitely fuck all to do with us. We watched John Wick.
Dude.
I still like Basketball. I still think that's an okay movie.
I think that's a fucking great movie. As shitty as it is in certain places, it's so good in other places.
You guys rip on me 30 or 40 more times. I'm out of here.
And that is Ian in a nutshell.
Yeah. It is. He's even quoted that scene because of that.
Which, by the way, he did watch Call. I did catch up with Ian. Had a little chat with him. Apparently, it's just work-life balance right now. It's fucked up, so that's why we haven't seen him in a while.
I know. He sent me a text.
It's not because we give him shit for like 16 hours a day, every day.
I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. Like, man, I don't know, man. I feel bad. I was kind of like, man, we just take this too far. Like, I would check the papers because I felt bad about Monday night.
Soulman, you can confirm or deny, or feel free to deny. Were you the one who dropped the hundo? You are the top suspect
Marvel Puzzle Quest, to be clear.
In MPQ, yeah.
Ninjas of the night.
What is it with our fucking chat right now?
Jump like Dumbity Day.
Don't worry, you'll get your Destiny 2 talk when it's Boston's turn.
Soulman says,
Nope. I call bullshit.
So do I. It's Soulman.
If it wasn't me, who else would it be?
Yeah, 2 people are top suspects in the fucking list. Knobs and Soulman.
I refuse to
Someone says I'd get killed. Alright, you guys ready to kick this thing off?
I'm okay with 50 bones every couple weeks, but not
double that.
Maybe not 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I said the name of the show right, unlike T-Bomb R. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Knobs.
What's up?
And Moonpier.
Hello.
Let's just dive right into it. Knobs, what have you been playing this past week?
Alright, well, we had another successful Monday night game night, playing some Battlefields 1.
Mm-hmm.
Having a good old time watching Jimbo Jangles just wreck fools left and right.
Yep.
We're all the passenger on Jimbo's wild ride.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all we are. It's just have him in your squad, you'll be top of squad. Don't worry.
You didn't even ask him to carry you. He's just that good.
He's
like
Hacksaw Ridge for killing. Like he's out there all night just racking up the kills.
Just quietly doing his job.
He does so much work that he's like one of those circus people who just like has a board on his shoulders and then 17 people stand on top of the board while he runs around.
Yeah, that's a living.
I'm just up back holding the flag. Yeah!
Good team, go!
Yo, alright, buddy. You're awesome. Thanks. But yeah, I mean, I just cannot get myself into a rhythm in that game. Like, every time I seem to find a spot, I end up getting a little couple battles, which I'm winning more than I'm losing now. But just not really... Man, people just come at you from every angle. Like, there's no real way that you can funnel these people in, and then he posts this video where he's literally... It might as well be a shooting gallery. He's like at Cedar Point with the little air gun, with the little old... And he's just picking old men on the wheelchair, just, like, on the rocking chair... And little, like, it's unbelievable. The only thing is that Boston knows exactly what I'm talking about. And probably no one else in this listens to the show. No idea.
Cedar Point has, like...
Ohio references.
Has, like, the world's oldest air gun thing, where it's, like, tin men on rocking chairs, and just basically you'll shoot a balloon that shoots water out. It's the cheesiest, and it's always a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It's
if you want to,
awesome.
If you want to see that video that Knobs is talking about, I tweeted it. I'll bug Boston to retweet it from the main TVGP account.
I'll do it right now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's unbelievable. It's like the stars aligned, and he's got like 4 or 5 clips all combined in here where it's just, how are there this many people in front of you and no one is shooting at you?
Mm-hmm. My favorite was the castle doorway where the people just keep coming out of the castle door knowing he's there.
Like a clown
and dying.
car.
No,
exactly.
And then he catches the guy looking for him. He just turns around, pops him with the revolver twice, and goes back to the same spot. I'm like, well, I was like,
holy
you know, if I did that, I would turn around and I'd get a shovel in my grill.
Yeah.
Like, that's how that works in my world. I think he's got a cloak device. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got some of those wall hacks.
He's full-on Predator. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough of Battlefield 1. You should come join us and watch the massacre. And hopefully you're on the right side of the fence on this one.
Yeah, if not, just like tap out and try again.
Because it is brutal getting peeled from them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never see it coming.
No, the problem is you do.
Oh.
He'll be right in front of you, and you have no chance. I played literally a metric F ton of the Golf Club 2.
Yep. That's all you seem to be playing this week.
TGC2.
Because that game is amazing.
That makes me so happy.
It is so effing hard.
Awesome.
Okay.
But it's hard in the way a golf game is supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my biggest question then, is when it comes to this game, is it amazing because you are a person who plays golf and can appreciate why it is hard? Or is it amazing in the way that video game golf can be? Because I have never played golf in my life.
It works on both fronts, and I'll tell you why. Because it gives you enough feedback on the swing, because it's judging your tempo for your backswing and your forward swing, which also would determine how well you hit your shot. Not to mention, you have to keep track of the line of your pull. So if that's just a little off, like everything will fade or draw just a little bit. But if you're just kind of half-asking it, like you will flub a shot, like you will in real golf, and I never get that sensation playing video game golf that I do. Like you're just like, I know when I was swinging that was a bad attempt, even before you make contact with the ball. You know what? My head wasn't in that shot, and exactly everything that went wrong. Whereas in like Tiger Woods or the Rory games, and even Power Star Golf, you'll still make solid contact and the ball will go somewhere. This one, you'll literally hit the ball like 3 feet, and anyone who's ever golfed in real life will know what that shot feels like.
Yeah,
because it is maddening.
It just feels wrong. And you get the performance that you should out of a shot like that.
So I even find myself doing things that I do when I'm playing golf, like where I'm not watching my swing, I'm watching the ball. Like it's so like I'll line up with something in the distance, and I'll watch the ball, and I'll follow through to the point in the distance that I'm trying to hit.
Nice.
And like I don't know how it captured that. Like this
is such good news, because I think both you and I checked out Golf Club 1, Knobs, and
that was brutally hard.
It just didn't. It never really clicked. Like there was just something off about how it performed and how it played, and it never really got there. And it sounds like they managed to tune it and kind of polish the rough edges off of this one to make it feel right. You know, it's like we were talking about a couple weeks ago. I know, Moon, you like Pinball FX, but it never clicked with it. The physics of Pinball FX never felt right to Knobs and I compared to the Pinball Arcade stuff. And it's like, you don't know why. You know, like in Pinball Arcade, the ball feels like it moves correctly, and Golf Club 1, it never felt like it. It never felt like golf, and I don't know how to explain that.
Well, the thing with golf. Sorry, Moon. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
The thing with Golf Club 1 was you didn't understand how you were making a bad shot.
Yeah, like it's off in the weeds, and you're like, but why? That was straight up and straight down. Like, what happened? Right,
and with this one, like you almost have to be really conscious of your lie, which is something that Tiger always tries to do, but it never works the way it's supposed to. Like if the ball's above your feet, you're going to pull the ball because the club head's going to be closed. So you have to aim further right.
Right.
That stuff, like on every shot, you have to be aware of your lie, the wind, and the height of your target. So there's all these other factors that I think even as a video gamer, as like being a gamer golfer and an actual golfer, are things that you do just kind of seamlessly.
Yeah.
And to have that and have it give you the correct feedback. And that's the thing, because where in Golf Club 1 I didn't feel like I was getting that feedback, or the feedback was wrong.
Yeah.
This one feels everything's reacting the way it's supposed to.
That's awesome.
And I think Dimebag watched me stream one day, and I don't know if the golf chatter comes through like it does, like, because that's what's going on when I'm actually playing golf. Like, I am always chirping the entire time about my shot and talking about my swing and this and that, and
just working through it,
trying to get legs, sit down, oh man,
on the dance floor,
get a hop, like just like all this yelling and stuff, and I'm having a lot of fun. And depending on a few of the courses now, I've been playing a lot of the harder courses lately, and they are eating me alive.
Oh, really?
But not in the ways that are just like cheap. Like, I'm not making the shot. And I've found that, like, when I'm sitting and I'm cocked, or my whatchamacallit, my controller's cocked in a little different direction, and it messes my swing up.
Oh,
it's not directly down the middle, so I have to kind of turn it and then take my swing.
You got to keep it in mind.
Right, kind of like, and again, like, it's going back to like how I line my feet up on a shot. Like, right. I have to have on certain clubs, my stance has got to be just a little more closed, because I'm going to come through the ball a little bit quicker. So I got to throw it out a little to the right and let it drift back. It's amazing
that's incredible.
There's this much play in just a little thumbstick twitch.
Yeah,
a little flick. But nothing feels automatic about it. Like, you have to bear down and make the shots.
So for anyone that maybe hasn't played a lot of golf games, or don't play golf in real life, or maybe aren't good at golf games, are there assists like that, like they do in Forza, where it's like, we'll auto brake and we'll do stuff like that?
There's a pretty extensive training mode that you can go through to kind of hone your skill a little bit before you actually make it out on the course. Like, I just blew through it once figuring I had this on lock.
Right.
Probably should have spent more time playing with it a little bit. Like a lot of it is like you have your loft adjustment, where you either play the ball a little further up in your stance in the back of the stance, but it gives you amount of degree change between where these clubs go. So it's a little crossbar, and you could even actually put a little draw or fade on your normal swing just from that adjustment.
Right.
But you have to be swinging perfect for that to work, just like you do in real life. Like,
so it doesn't seem like there's really anything in there that would... what you're saying is, it sounds like this isn't necessarily somebody's first golf game. Like, it's not... There's no easier difficulty where it treats it more like Tiger Woods and you kind of grow into it.
It's golf. Like, you literally, like, say you've never played a golf game. This is like stepping on a golf course.
Yeah, this is your Black Diamond game.
This might make you... it actually helped me out, because I played 9 yesterday on my way back from Fremont, and I found myself kind of mimicking the tempo of my swing in golf club, and man, I was dropping my chip shots within a foot.
Oh man!
Like, almost all of it, just little tap-ins, and I'm like, all right, maybe this is a little more to this than what I was giving it credit for.
Yeah.
Same thing with putting, because since you don't have a meter, which something I'm really enjoying is the feel of the putt. And it's the same thing when you're putting in real life. Like, I use my feet as my meter. So, I know I have, for a 5 to 6 or, a 3 to 5 foot putt, like, I usually take maybe a 2 to 3 inch backswing and follow through. And the follow through, man, that's where it's all you have to hit the top of the stick cradle. If you don't, you are going to duff the shot. It is going to be infuriating on every level.
Yeah.
See, I find myself really intrigued by this, but at the same time, it reminds me of the Project Cars.
Yeah.
Where I love the idea of Project Cars. I want to I have it. I haven't started it yet because Project Cars is a 100% simulation cars game.
Like Assetto Corsa.
Yeah. It is. If you do not brake and accelerate correctly, you will spin.
Yeah.
My wife played it once, I believe, and then stopped playing it because she decided it was too simulation for her.
A little too hardcore.
Well, when she drives a go-kart over a tire barricade and almost decapitates someone, I can see where she's coming from.
But what I think is so awesome is that before, those sort of games would only be on Steam, and now we're seeing a lot of those on consoles as well in the same form they were getting released on PC. And Sacred Urban Chat says, fine line between realistic and fun. And I think that is really important for these games, and I think that's where the first golf club failed, and where I think the second golf club succeeds, it sounds like, is if a more simulation experience is what you're looking for, then this is not only the game for you, but it's also really good. Just like Project Cars or Assetto Corsa, for, you know, you have your racing wheel and you have your driving chair hooked up to your PC. You know, like you have, those are the games for you. If you don't, if you're like me and you don't, well, Forza 7's coming out. You know, like, and that's a little bit more tuned for you. You can at least tune that to your experience, which. You know, Tiger Woods and Rory have always tried to do, where it's like, oh, here's the expert mode, and it's like, yeah, but you need to go just like another step. You know,
but
just
even
one more
in
step.
the expert mode, like I felt it held your hand so much, it didn't give you the sheer frustration of hitting a bad ball.
It was still like a 3-click system, where it's like, yeah, I mean, like, I'm still doing the 3-click is harder, but it's still 3-click.
But even with this, it was so, like, even taking a little bit off your backswing, and then you'll see your meter, like your backswing report would be slow, but then your foreswing would be perfect, and you wouldn't quite hit the shot you were trying to hit.
Yeah.
But it would go in the general direction, like, and it's all about like the tempo of your back and release, like back and like forward, like
you can't hang back there and give it a second.
Well, it's same thing. Like I know, like when I'm golfing and my backswing gets up to about to my ear, I gotta go. If I go any further back, that shot's going who knows where. That ball's going places, and I have no idea.
It's got plans, and it's not interested.
Right, and like it's funny because I don't find myself like in Tiger. Like, you have an almost pinpoint exact where that ball is going to lay.
Yeah.
This, when you zoom out and forward, it doesn't give you that little circle reticle that you can move around and aim your shot.
Right.
You're aiming from where you're standing. So you can go up and you can even hit B, that would kind of give you like the overcarded thing, which gives you benchmarks on what's laying out in the land. Like, all right, I know this rock is about 230 yards out, and I have about 20 yards of fairway to play with, so I'm going to hit my 200-yard club and let it roll up into the middle of the fairway. And
that's awesome.
It gives you like those. You got to look at that information. You can't just walk up and just never look at the map. You got to hit. You got to make the shot.
Yeah, you got to figure out how to make the shot. And
at that point, it makes making that shot even more satisfying. Yeah. Just like in golf, like the funny thing with golf is like you can hit what was it from Legend of Bagger Vance, the Walter Hagen rule. You can hit 3 bad shots and 1 good shot can still make par.
Yeah.
And this is so like that. Like I've chipped in a lot, and I've also hit the pin a bunch.
Nice.
Which also gives you the option, if you're around the green, to have the pin in or out if you're going to roll it up and in.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a good chance if that ball's coming in with a little bit of steam, if it hits the pin, it's not going to go in the cup.
Yeah.
So you have to be... Oh, man. It's solid. And the editor is really, really, really deep. So I don't know if that's quite going to be my forte. I might play with one course and try and get that one tuned.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to make some of the courses that I played.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that would be kind of cool where it's like, you know, you have a couple of courses that you really know by heart that you could sort of make approximations of.
Right. And some of these the courses that that this community is producing are gorgeous.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a great looking game.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And you know, in this, it's weird. It satisfies that going out and golfing itch for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Especially as winter comes up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now I just got to figure out how to get the controller to attach to my golf clubs, and then then I'll have some good things. I'll have all sorts of radar stuff and launch
GPS
things, stuff, like all this equipment attached to me. This is going to be awesome.
The res suit for golf.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
But no, I mean they have that thing where the Insight, no, what is it? Foresight, FORE sight.
Ah.
That center's $15,000.
That's so expensive.
I don't have that much money in the bank. I'm not taking out a home equity loan to buy a golf launcher
A down payment on a car.
or a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
But-
man.
That's great. I played a little bit more Agents of Mayhem, and then I discovered that there's collectible shards on rooftops, so
Uh-oh.
that literally ate up 2 hours of my day today.
Yep.
Just running around at rooftops.
Can't go wrong.
Oh.
Didn't accomplish a thing. I tried to stream it, but Twitch is being a little bit of a
Twitch.
thorn at my side.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Twitch is being what it is.
Right. And then last game I played this week is a lot more Marvel Puzzle Quest because
Yeah.
I mean I'm getting anywhere between 15 to 20 tokens a day to redeem now.
Yeah. You know what?
Yep.
We were talking in Discord about the current state of Marvel Avengers Academy, and I don't remember who it was. Artavin, I think, maybe was complaining about, you know, one event ended and then the next day the new event started. And I was thinking about, like, with Marvel Puzzle Quest, as soon as an event ends, I think
The
3
next one.
hours later a new one starts.
It's not even 3 hours. It depends on your start time.
Yeah.
I always choose the same start time or the same finish time, which is usually 11 p.m. because that's just enough time for me to rack out the last of my med kits and then go to bed before it starts, the next one. It starts the minute it ends.
Yeah, and like the difference in Avengers Academy was like, oh god, here's another event. Oh my god, and Marvel Puzzle Quest, it's like, all right, another event. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Yep. I'm always excited when I see one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I go and check out which covers am I going to go for. Am I going to push the level cap to get this other cover instead of the one just below it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, it's good. So now my stable's up to 75 covers. And
How many hero coins does it cost to expand?
950.
Well, it taps
Oh.
out at 1,000. That's the max. So you're right there.
But yeah, so I mean,
I'm
I got Rocket. I got the 3-star Rocket and Groot cover just hanging out, and I have the 4-star Rocket and Groot. I'm like, what do I need this one?
Yeah. Well, the
Because
only
when
thing,
you champ it, it will give you 4-star covers.
well,
That's
and
the problem I'm running into.
The daily quests, you'll need that sometimes for the 3-star daily quests.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I didn't have it for I think 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just pounding my way through it, and man, if I could champ 1-stars, man, that would be awesome. But you can't.
Yeah, I would drowning in 1-star covers.
Oh, I mean, as soon as I see a 1-star or anything that has Storm in it, except for the 4-star Mohawk Storm.
Yeah,
That's
my
the
saving
only-
grace was when I figured out a couple weeks ago that on the roster screen, when you see the people that you can call in, you can filter by stars and then sell everything from that star.
Yep.
I had no idea up until a couple of weeks ago where it's like, I have to sell all these 1-stars by hand? This is the worst.
Well, no, you just do 1-star sell all.
Yeah.
2-star Hawkeye's been my lifesaver. I think I mentioned it. I think I actually mentioned it in the actual game.
Yeah.
His purple passive is surprisingly effective.
Yeah.
Speed shot.
Yep.
Make a 5 match and he creates 4 4 tiles for me that do like 1,500 damage per tile.
It's ridiculous.
And especially you throw in Thantos with a maxed out level 5 Court Death in there.
Yep. Just clearing
everything
teams.
dies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been like teetering whether I should go spend the ISO to champ him or not.
I've been spending ISO to champ everyone because I feel like you just get the very first time you champ him, either it's when you champ them or when you feed the first token into them, you get a legendary token. So it's like right off the bat, it pretty much pays for itself.
Yeah, and you get command points as well, which is always good.
Yeah.
Well, you just wait on the community for a month, and you'll have you'll have
dropped
ridiculous
$100.
amounts.
We can't find out who, but thank you for the 7 command points.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I've been playing this week. Sorry, no Destiny 2 yet.
Moon, what about you?
I got 2 titles, so let's go over these nice and quick. Shadow Warrior. Oh,
I've been playing Shadow Warrior too. What chapter are you on?
I am on the credits chapter where you beat the game and it was the list of people who developed it.
Okay.
That game is impressive. I cannot talk much about it right now.
Surprising, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you guys an honest question. I'm on chapter 3 or 4, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
When does that game take a turn to the impressive?
Once you get out of that area where you're running around the little town.
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
Are you the part where you've got back to the Wang Cave and shaved your head?
No, it's literally I just walked up to my house and it was on fire.
It's from that point on. I think that game picks up steam.
Thank God. Okay, because the first couple of chapters of that game are real not good.
Exactly what you're talking about is how I felt when I started playing that game. I think you'll remember I started it and then didn't talk about it for about 3 weeks because I felt that exact same thing.
I felt like I was going crazy because I'm like, I'm running through bamboo forests and I'm cutting down these same dudes and it's fine, but I feel like I'm missing something. But if I'm right on the precipice, then I'll push through to where it gets really good.
For me, the most impressive thing about it, like the gameplay is good. It's not fantastically great, but the gameplay in it is fun, passable for that kind of game. The thing that impresses me the most is how much seriousness and effectively they tell a story. When you start getting to the point where you'll start seeing the animated cutscenes, I think you're right around the time of your first one. It does like the what was it? Samurai, what's his face? Afro Samurai. Like, don't know if you remember the cutscenes from Afro Samurai where it went into the anime style. It does something similar to that here.
Interesting.
When you start getting to those, they will be the thing that drives you forwards. There'll be a couple of points where you will want to stop. Don't, because it's worth it. And that's literally, for me, that's probably a case of I was playing it on too hard of a difficulty and haven't played this type of game in a long time.
I'm playing it on casual. There's literally nothing that can stop me. It's awesome.
I figured as much. But yeah, the story in that game surprised me a lot. Like, I'm not going to say anything else. Yes, it surprised me. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, for anyone listening that's playing it as part of the Game Club, we are moving the Game Club recording back a week. It'll be on the 23rd. So we have an extra week to finish it, which I desperately need.
Yes.
Because I'm on chapter 3 of 17. So...
but the weapon variety in that is great. You'll get to a point where you'll start finding weapons that you will prefer to use. I think Nob said he preferred the shotgun.
Oh, the shotgun is sick.
You know, I actually do. Even early on, I really hated the handgun, but the
PDW is incredible.
The submachine gun you get, I actually really like. This is one of the few games where putting money towards upgrades actually makes the gun way better, where you start firing it and you're like, oh, that's okay, this is actually 100% better. Like I spent money upgrading something and it wasn't just like, now you shoot one more bullet per clip. It's like, well, that's useless, thanks, I guess.
Yep.
How awesome is when you hold the left trigger, he pulls up the other one, he reloads with a flip up.
I haven't gotten the akimbo yet, but I'm looking forward to that.
Here's a wonderful pro tip I didn't figure out until halfway through the game. half pull the right trigger and you'll go down sights.
Yeah, I don't like how that works.
I don't like it at all. I prefer click the right stick to go down sights.
You know what I do like? The PS4 version. So for anyone that hasn't played, casting spells is like tap left twice on the stick and then pull one of the triggers.
Tell me you've got an easier version than that.
Yeah, you just swipe the touchpad.
Oh, wow.
Swipe the touchpad right and then push, L2, and it does the healing spell. I think that one is.
That's okay.
Not easy to do when you're in a firefight, but
no,
it's a little bit better.
The casting spells are such a it's unnecessary, but it's really neat when you can do it effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It comes in very handy on harder difficulties when you get the enraged people coming at you, and you have the floaty spell that takes their enraged status off them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that game is, like I said, I finished it. I will be, because Moonpier is crazy.
Here we go.
I will be attempting to beat that game on heroic difficulty.
Oh no!
Why? Why would you do that?
For people who don't know, heroic is harder than the insane difficulty, and no checkpoints, no saves, nothing.
Oh my god, dude,
Start
just don't.
And you finish it.
Moon, just don't. Moon, don't. Moon, please.
I will see how it goes.
Long to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the longest level I think I had was about an hour long.
Oh, God.
And with the amount of time I have at my disposal now, I'm not looking at it in that way. But over the winter I may. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But the only other thing I've been playing other than Shadow Warrior, which obviously I can't talk too much about Shadow Warrior, is Trials Fusion.
Oh, coming back to this?
Yes. It tickles me more than a little bit to see the devastation of my friends list as I progress further and further into that game.
So it has the Forza
and yet
Horizon
I'm the troll.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I'm going about there beating people's leaderboard times, but I did see Agent beat a time of mine, so I immediately jumped on and beat it right back. I'm not saying I'm doing that deliberately or anything.
Moon's just saying he's the best at video games and everyone should step down.
Honestly, I wish I could say that, but I've literally got up to the hardest difficulty in the game now. It's the you have to do thumb gymnastics just to get through the levels kind of point. And there is only one person on my friends list who has records on these time trial sections, and that is Heiko.
Everyone else gave up.
Yep. Everybody else has quit playing. Everybody else has stopped. Everybody else tapped out. Heiko has platinum medals on these races, which means he did them with 0 faults and in lickety-split time as well.
That would probably make me quit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm not gonna try and beat him. There is no way I'm gonna beat him. I know I can't after I believe it was I can't even remember what the last one was called. Well, I learned my lesson from that.
I don't remember what the other trials. There's been 4 Trials games on 360.
It was
get them
Trials.
all mixed up.
It was Trials HD, and then there was another one, but I can't remember what that one was called.
There was also that crazy Far Cry Trials of the Blood Dragon.
Trials of the Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
That is an expansion pack for this Trials game.
Oh, okay.
But that game is still fun, and as much as I hate to say it, but there is something very satisfying, even with 100 faults, going on that level and then beating it and knowing that you made it from the start to the finish when nobody else on my friends list dare even try.
Sweet freedom.
But yeah, that's literally all I've been playing.
I played a little bit more Yakuza Kiwami. I think there's 15 chapters in the game. I am on chapter 4 or 5 after about 3 hours. The beginning of that game moves at a pretty serious clip, and it really, I think it just now opened up the open world stuff. I hesitate to call it an open world, but it opened up the city for me to explore now. I did a side quest, which I didn't really realize was a side quest. I forgot that this was a thing about the first Yakuza game, where someone comes up to you on the street and is like, "Hey man, I need help." And it's like, "Okay, cool." And then at the end it said, "Hey, good job, you finished side quest 1." It's like, all
right, now you're in it.
Because what Yakuza 0 does when you start it, it's like here's the name of the subquest, and it's like, hey, subquest number 75. It's like, okay, cool. Now I know I'm doing something separate from the main story. So far it's good. It's moving at a much faster clip than Yakuza 0 did, and I think the first couple hours maybe aren't as strong as Zero's were. I would almost, at this point, I would almost recommend playing Zero first, as it introduces you to your main character, the second character, which shows up in Kiwami, and Nishiki, which is sort of your brother in arms in the Yakuza. It sort of feels like a Cliff's Notes a little bit, and I've heard that that's the problem of the first game, is that they didn't figure out the pacing until the second or third title, so it moves pretty quickly. It's not really a bad thing, but it's a little bit different after really enjoying Zero. I'm not disliking it, but it's a little bit different in ways that is okay. It makes sense why it's $30. Let's just say that. It seems like it's a fraction of the game that Zero was, which makes sense because it was the first game. It was the first game on PS2, so like it's a 12-year-old game. So
yeah, I was gonna say, for something that old as well, it's gonna have its issues when it comes to pacing and things like that. Yeah,
but so far so good. It seems like they've smoothed out a lot of the issues. It does not have the English dub from the PS2 version, so it's immediately infinitely better. Because that is famously horrific. But yeah, so far so good. I feel like once I'm done with Shadow Warrior, I'll pop this back in and just kind of motor my way right through the story and kind of call it a day. Especially with Yakuza 6 coming out in 6 months. I don't really want to burn myself out on Yakuza when I'm just getting into the series. So
yeah,
especially since Sega came out, they did an AMA on Reddit the other day, and they had tackled two main questions. One was, hey, why didn't you localize that? So basically, they came out with a Yakuza side story that was in like samurai times, and Sega said, hey, the amount of localization work to educate people on what all this stuff meant in Japanese history was too much work.
Yeah, I mean, that's stuff like that is going to be something for, like, my apologies, the cat is trying to get in right now. Something like that it's going to be like the Dynasty Warriors games, like those people who love the what is it, the Battle of the Three Kingdoms, that time period. They know everything there is to know about that, but everybody else is just like, I'm just slashing people with weapons. I don't know what's going on.
I'm just being a cool samurai. Whatever. And the other one is they've committed to localizing this stuff much faster than they've done in the past, which is why we're going to be seeing 3 Yakuza games in 1 year. Is because previously they were taking a year plus to localize this stuff, and now they're committed to turning it around much, much faster, which is great. Because people seem to like Yakuza this time.
Are they doing it with, is it 8.4?
Bless you. I don't know. I think it's Sega in-house. I don't think Sega works with a lot of external teams to localize stuff.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising. But also it is surprising because 8.4 is really good at what they do. They did Nier Automata, which is one of the best localization works I've seen in a really long time, especially voice acting-wise.
For me, the biggest surprise for that is simply the fact that Sega has an in-house team, full stop.
Yeah, I think the Yakuza games do really well in Japan. So I think they're trying to replicate that here for a wider audience. And so I think they hit Zero at the exact right time and marketed the hell out of it. And I think it actually worked. Yeah. Which would be great because I would like to see Sega get another win at any point. Sonic Mania is a win, but they didn't exactly make that, and that's kind of why. So, and last but not least, Destiny 2.
Okay. So, let's go to sleep knobs.
I don't know where to start with Destiny 2.
Okay.
Hey, their advertising's really good.
The advertising is
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. I think that Destiny 2's story is so far above and beyond the best stuff that Destiny 1 told. To me, the best story that Destiny 1 told was The Taken King. It had a villain, it had a solid story that it told where it explained stuff to you, and then wrapped things up really nicely. And I think Destiny 2 replicates that, but it almost seems like it had an entirely different team making it. Like, it's if you would tell me that they gave Destiny 2 to a different company, I would have believed you. It is so far above and beyond what Destiny 1 did on nearly every level. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I think... I know Moon... I know Knobs played Destiny, but this is a quiz for you guys. In vanilla Destiny, who was the bad guy?
The council?
No.
Was it the giant floaty head thing that I did the mic drop with? Like that dude?
No, it was... Oh... I know it, but I can't think of it because it was the same person that was like the heart of the thing, and Yep,
No.
it was literally unnameable because it didn't matter because he wasn't a character. It was a name that you
Yeah.
Is
forget.
it one of those three statues I thought at the end?
No, it also wasn't that. That was Destiny 1's problem. No one knows. The villain was the darkness, which is
Yes.
just the worst. The great thing about Destiny 2 is at the end of the first mission, you are introduced to Dominus Gall, who is the bad guy, and he traps the Traveler and starts killing it. And very clearly, you have a bad guy. This is the bad thing he's doing. Here is why he's doing it, and here's why you need to go stop him.
Yeah.
Within the first hour.
Danbag in chat asks, who's the Traveler? It's the big white ball in the sky.
Yeah, the thing that looks like the moon that isn't the moon.
It's the thing that hovers over the city and keeps it safe so that humans can maintain some form of life.
Yeah. I
also know what his motivation is, which is really weird, because the bad guy is a bit PO'd that the Traveler chose to save the humans instead of his people.
Yeah, which is really interesting. I think they take that... I think they take that storyline in really interesting ways, which is... They've played around with that idea in one of the expansions of... there's a lot of questions coming in chat. I'll answer all of them in a minute. They played around with that idea in Destiny 1, which is like, why did you save the humans and you didn't save us? Which is a lot of the reason why the Fallen were doing what they're doing. But I feel like they actually address it in a way that matters this time. And they give you a reason why he's upset, why he's been fighting, why he's doing the things that he's doing. And that, at the very least, makes it way better than Destiny 1, which is like, I'm fighting dudes to do something? I don't know.
He is a villain and he has motivation, aka
Yeah.
the best form of villain.
It actually has and that's what I really liked about the Taken King in Destiny 1, is you had Oryx, who is mad that you killed his kid in the previous DLC and has basically risen all the bad guys from the grave and messed them up and is sicking them on you. That was good. You have a good bad guy, you have good motivation, and you kill him in the end, and it feels... And then you go in the raid and you kill him again for real. Which, by the way, if you look at Saturn in Destiny 2, you can still see the Dreadnought in the rings. That there's that giant gap, and there's his ship hanging out in there, which is really great. I mentioned Destiny 1 a lot because there's an important thing that Bungie started doing with the Destiny 1 expansions and the last two that they carried into Destiny 2 that I want to talk about first before I talk about how much I've played. Because this is... The language and the framing here is really important. In Destiny 1, with the last two pieces of DLC, they gave you a handful of story missions, and then when you finish that, it laid the story framework for the metric ton of stuff that unlocked afterwards. They do the same thing in Destiny 2. Interestingly enough, you can't replay the story missions in Destiny 2. Once you finish them, you're done, which is makes sense in the story. You can replay them as like challenges, but Bucket HL says, do they have cutscenes? Because I know in the first Destiny they didn't really have many. Yeah, you get a ton of cutscenes in this. A ton of voice acting, a ton of cutscenes. Everything is really well done. So I have finished the story missions for Destiny 2, which sort of lay that groundwork. It took me a little over 20 hours. And
it's not bad.
Well, and here's the other thing. I haven't unlocked patrols yet. I just unlocked strikes. I haven't done any of those. I haven't done any side quests. Basically every mission I'm completing in the game opens up a ton of side quests in each one of the explorable overworld zones.
Yeah, like the thing you used to just go around and then pick up all the resources on your bike and then go away.
Yeah, so what's cool is those are way better and way bigger now. There's a ton of stuff to do. Public events are actually on the map now. So it'll be a little icon, and it says, public event will be here in 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
So they took the job from the fans creating their websites to let you know when it was going to be.
Yeah. There are hidden chests. There are these cool hidden dungeons called Lost Sectors. Basically, you'll see a little icon on the wall, and you'll have to look around for the entrance, so you should be really, really small. There'll be a whole dungeon in there. You fight a boss at the end, and you get a bunch of loot from a chest. Here's the crazy part about... So, if you remember playing Destiny 1, there was too much stuff, especially compared to Destiny 2. Like, the first time you get to the social space, there's one character there, and, like, the postmaster. Yeah. As opposed to Destiny 1, where it's like, here's the tower, there's 15 people, they all want to talk to you, and they all have reputations and gear, and, like, they do way better at this, where it's like, okay, you did a mission for this guy, he's going to go back to the farm, and now you can play PvP. Okay, cool. You know, that's like 3 or 4 missions in. You do a couple more missions. All right, now you have more characters, but they're over on this planet Titan. That's where they're going to be. They'll have missions for you, and they'll have reputations. You can turn them in to get gear. That is so much better than Destiny 1, where it's like, welcome to the tower. You're going to get lost. Good luck. They do so much better. I didn't get a sparrow until I finished the game.
Interesting.
Like, that's even how much the missions changed, where Destiny 1 had that big problem where it's like, we're going to plop you down here at the beginning of the moon. You got to ride your sparrow for about 5 minutes over yonder, and then go about 5 minutes down, and that's where the quest is.
Yep.
Destiny 2 resolves that in 2 ways. Each exploration zone has a bunch of different drop points, and if you get a mission, it's going to be right next to one of those drop points.
Well, that's good.
And you can fast travel between drop points without going to orbit. You can also go anywhere else without going to orbit.
But can you zoom into the planets as you're traveling to them?
Don't start.
The other great thing they do is, one of the many problems of Destiny 1 is, alright, great, you finished a mission, we're going to do a 15-second countdown and put you back to orbit, so that you can then pick another mission, so then go back down to orbit, so then ride your sparrow over to... If you have a mission that's going to be, you finish this one, but I need you to do something else on the planet, it just sends you right to that other mission.
Well, that's cool.
You're going to do it anyway, so go crazy, here's just the other mission.
So it seems like they've smoothed the edges a little bit.
They have streamlined that game in pretty much all the ways you wanted it to be streamlined. The gear system is way cleaner. When you pick up a weapon or you pick up a piece of armor, it's fully unlocked now. It just has all the skills already unlocked. It's ready to go.
Okay, so you don't have to do the whole XP grind for an individual piece of kit to find out whether or not it's actually more powerful than one you currently have.
There's no motes of light anymore, so you don't have to, because you don't have to level up gear anymore.
Oh, they basically meant nothing to me anyway. I think I'd stopped before they really came in.
Yeah. Whenever you level up past the level cap, they just give you gear now instead of, they give you what's called a bright engram. Turn that into the Eververse place, and they just give you gear or shaders, which is the controversial thing right now. But there's a
Why
lot.
are shaders controversial?
So the thing in Destiny 1 is they eventually added a kiosk for like sparrows and ships and shaders and emblems and all that stuff. So you didn't have to carry everything on you. You had a collection where you could say, oh, I got this cool new gear set. I'm going to go pull out shaders that look cool with it, and I'm going to apply that to all my gear. They've expanded the shader system so it applies to sparrows, ships, ghosts, weapons, and armor. So everything you have can have a shader applied to it. And each individual piece can have a different shader applied to it. So if you want to make some real crazy looking stuff or whatever. The problem is now shaders...
They take up inventory space again?
Yeah, but there's a separate section. It's like 45 slots for shaders. They're one-time use now. So it's very much like Chroma in Destiny 1. I'm waiting to judge it for... My knee-jerk reaction is I like collecting stuff, so I'm bummed that I don't have this collection of stuff. Like, I still have the emblems, and emblems are different now. Like, first time you finish... There's this cool thing with public events where if you do something special in the public event, it promotes it to a heroic public event, which makes it harder and gets you better loot.
Yeah.
The first time you finish one of those, it gives you an emblem which tracks how many public events, heroic public events you've done.
Interesting.
Mina in chat says shaders equal colors. Yeah, it's like a dye for your armor.
Palette spot.
I mean, I can understand why that issue would irk some people.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, is if you've got to apply something, you see it, you apply it, then 10 minutes later you realize you don't like it. You can't go back.
Well, you can go back, but
provided you have got duplicates.
Well, you can go back to just whatever the armor. You can actually just erase the shader, so you can just say.
So you can just default it.
Yeah, I just want to default it. The problem is they're now one-time use. They do stack, so you can have like I have 10 of these color. The problem is it's a loot game, so you're getting loot pretty quickly. Obviously, as you get stronger and stronger, you get less and less good loot, and you're going to start infusing more loot than you would be replacing. But it's still this thing of like, okay, I ran the raid and I got 3 cool new shaders from the raid, and they're gone, but I'm wearing 4 pieces of armor. So I sort of look like a clown. They've come out and said, like, yeah, that's a system.
But you got a lot of friends.
Yeah.
They all look down here.
They have... Mina says, I see his shaders taking up a loot spot as well. No, actually, the thing they do well in Destiny 2 is there are large loot categories for everything. So, like, armor and weapon mods have their own category, and it's like 60 slots. And those stack, like, each one stacks on top of each other. Regular consumables, those all have 60. Those all stack, too. Engrams that drop, that don't automatically decrypt, those all have their own section in your inventory at the top. Those don't go... You picked up like a primary weapon, it doesn't go in your primary weapon slot. You have enough weapons in there, like I've got stuff holding on in there. So I'm assuming that once we really get into Destiny 2, like Chroma in the first one, it won't be a problem long standing. I really liked the old system. I really liked being able to say, alright, I ran the raid on Heroic, and I got this really cool shader that looks awesome with the raid gear, and I'm always going to have that shader. Like, it's
Yeah.
not really that it's a badge of honor, but it's like, I don't have to farm the raid for shaders, which you might have to do now. The raid isn't going to be released until Wednesday. We don't really know. But, you know, I think this first month is going to be really important for Bungie. They released an infographic of all the stuff they're releasing. You know, Zur comes back next Friday to sell his exotic stuff, maybe? I don't know what he's going to be selling. I don't know where the hell he's going to be. Rumor is he's just going to be out in the wilds and you have to go find him, which would be awesome. The Trials of the Nine, which is replacing Trials of the Osiris, is going to be coming back next week. The raid releases on Wednesday. There's going to be something with called a faction war that releases in a couple of weeks. I don't know what that is. I think Destiny 2 is off to a great start. The campaign was really great, really long. I cleared it in about 20 hours solo. I didn't play any PvP. I played maybe half an hour. So I didn't do strikes, I didn't do patrols, no side quests. So that was, for me, it was 20 hours of basically story. And the incredible amount of content it unlocked. Every time I go to a planet, I open the map, it's starting to look like Assassin's Creed, which is like boom, 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 boom. Here's all these things, and each one of them is either going to be a side quest or an exotic weapon quest, or here's going to be, you know, like they were doing with Destiny 1, here's going to be a longer set of missions that's going to take you 5 to 10 hours to just do the one quest chain on this one planet. It seems like they've figured it out from Destiny 1. And
that's good to hear. I
think the thing that is really going to matter is this next month. The release date for the first piece of DLC was leaked, and I genuinely don't remember when it is. I think it's at the end of this year. So it's 2 or 3 months until we get the something of Osiris. I don't remember what. But so far, so good. There seems like there's a pretty incredible amount of content. And what's there has so far been really good. And there's about a million other things that I could talk about. Soulman in chat says, how about only 14 achievements / trophies? Yeah. There's 2 things I miss right now.
Missed the book. You missed the book. Come on, admit it. You missed filling out that book and making sure it's all ticked.
Yeah, there aren't any books in this one, which I'm assuming will come at some point. I do miss a lot of the achievements in the first one, because a lot of those, like, you get one achievement for hitting level 20, and that's really it so far. You get an achievement for completing your first public heroic, But I think getting a platinum will be way easier. I never got the platinum in Destiny because you had to run a raid with nobody dying in it.
And every single one of them have platforming sections in.
Yeah, and I don't have the time. I can do the platforming section, no problem. Like that's the least of my concerns. The largest of my concerns is staying alive during the bosses, which has continued to be a real struggle for me. The other thing I miss is facets of the Grimoire. So Grimoire is completely removed from Destiny 2. What they replaced it with is when you open up a exotic piece of armor or gear or one of your subclasses, and you hold on PS4 L2, it slides out the lore entry. And it's just this whole giant couple of paragraphs about that specific piece of armor or weapon or equipment, or your subclass. And all that stuff is really good, and it's finally in game. And you don't have to go to a lore station or anything. It's just on the stuff you're carrying. The stuff that I miss, though, is I feel like I'm not making any micro progress on anything else. Destiny 1 was, when you kill 200
when
dregs,
you kill 200, then 500, then 1,000, and you get upgraded versions of the cards, which will give you more information.
Yeah, and you get more glimmer from Earth, when you kill the Fallen. There's none of that in the game. That also couples with, it's hard to tell how much a person has played really, because you reach the level cap really quickly. In Destiny 1, you could look at somebody and say, like, okay, they have 50 Grimoire score. I want to help them a little bit because they just started. So I'm not going to leave them to the wolves on a public event. They don't have anything. But here's a level 5 guy and they have 3,500 Grimoire score. They're fine. They can take care of themselves. This isn't their first character.
Yeah.
I miss that because you can't really tell now. So they might replace it with something, but I miss some of those micro progressions, like Moon is saying with a book. You know, some of the expansions had those books, so I had stuff to do. You know, I had goals to go towards. I have side quests and main quests and strikes now, but you know, at some point I started feeding off that stuff. Dimebag315 in chat says, what class did I pick? Warlock, of course. Space Magic.
Titan for life.
If you like punching stuff, Titan's really good in this. Titans, remember that strike thing they do where they would strike the ground and lightning would come out?
Yeah.
Now you get to do that like 4 or 5 times. So you're just like hopping and destroying people for 4 or 5 leapfrogs. Bucket RL says, was there anything you were disappointed in with Destiny 2 or anything you may think was a letdown? Nothing major so far. It seems like they knew I was going to say they knew what they did wrong in Destiny 1, but what I should say is they knew they missed the mark with Destiny 1. For the 3 years of its lifespan, it wasn't the game that anybody, including Bungie, wanted.
That seemed like that game was around a lot longer than 3 years, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll be celebrating 3 years in like 2 months or so. I think with Destiny 2, except for the shaders, I think every decision they've made has been, let's look at what worked and what didn't work in Destiny 1, and let's improve it from the ground up.
Yeah.
And I think so far the only real issues I have, but I understand why they did them, is in PvP and strikes, you don't get to pick the PvP mode or the strikes you're going to play. It just goes through a playlist. So PvP, it will give you basically all of the 4v4 modes just randomly on random maps.
No, it's an interesting way, and it also helps keep the playlist alive rather than split it out and you get a divergence of players.
That's the problem that happened with Destiny 1, where it's like, if you aren't playing Clash or Control, these other
Nobody's
6
playing.
modes are just dead. Same thing with strikes, where you would only run into people running these 2 strikes because they had cool gear in them, and all of the other strikes, it was going to be like, okay, I've been sitting here for 2 or 3 minutes, and nobody is going to be in my party.
Yeah.
So far, a lot of those decisions have been really good. And if I haven't agreed with them, except for shaders, if I haven't agreed with them, they sort of make sense.
At least understand them.
Yeah. So, like I said, this next month, I'm probably going to be playing Destiny 2 a little bit less because I have other stuff to do. I bought the digital version for the exact reason of it won't be the only thing living in my PS4. It'll be nice because I have all these little things to go do, instead of, I won't be able to run the raid for a really, really long time, so that's not, I don't have to push to gear up to run the raid. But so far so good. I don't really have any major complaints. I had a hell of a lot of fun running the quote-unquote campaign. And I'm excited to really dig into a lot of the stuff I unlocked and see what else this game has to offer. And I'm excited to do it, which is more than I can say for a lot of games, and more than I can say for Destiny 1 over a lot of its lifespan. Where it's like, I finished this stuff, cool. There's nothing else in this DLC? Okay. Thanks, I guess.
You've definitely piqued my curiosity. I will wait. I will give it the month and then see what you say after that kind of thing.
Yeah, I would see. I think this month is going to be really important. It's still a loot game. It still plays the same that Destiny 1 did. It has the same shooting. A lot of the underlying systems are different, but we'll see what their event support is over time. Is Sparrow Racing League coming back? We don't know.
Yeah.
Are some of the PvP events coming back? Not entirely sure. But I think they have a lot to prove over the next month with all these events that are coming out. And hopefully we all know the raid is going to be good. None of the raids have been bad. But, you know, for people that aren't hardcore and aren't raiding or doing the Nightfalls or any of that stuff, how much is there really going to be for you? Is going to be the real question. So I guess we'll find out in a month's time. But I've talked about Destiny 2 enough. That's all the games I'm playing. Let's take a break.
Alright. Alright, now you're going to dolly out of my garage. We're done.
Good luck.
Come here. Come here, and you apologise to these people for pairing and smashing everything in this room.
While we're on break, if anyone else has any other Destiny 2 questions, let me know.
Say sorry.
Hi there, big guy. I love that resting bitch face he has.
He hates getting picked up.
I don't like it, guys.
He really does not like getting picked up. As you can tell, he's pairing.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't like it.
My favourite part is he's kneading a little bit as well. But he's literally doing it in protest.
Yeah.
Are you hungry? You want feeding?
Hell yeah, I'm hungry.
I wish you could see his little paws going. Do you want food? Do you want food? Okay. Shall we go get food?
Oh man, T-Bomb Rocks is already ready for the raid. He's power level 267. Jeez.
Oh yeah. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm just going to feed this little guy.
Musim, I have Destiny questions. Are all the map/side quest locations fulfilling? Do they have story to them? All of the side quest missions have lore to them, sort of at the beginning, at the end. And there's way more scannable stuff in the environment for lore stuff. There's just more lore in the game overall. The map location stuff, like the lost sectors, don't really have story, but it seems like those are mostly repeatable dungeons just to gear you up. Bucket RL, I have a question. How long did raids typically take, and is there a lot of communication needed? So, let's walk through the 4 raids in Destiny 1. Vault of Glass would take 3 to 4 hours. Crota's End could take you an hour. King's Fall could take you 2 to 3 hours, and Wrath of the Machine could take 2 hours or something. A lot of communication is 100% needed. That's why there's no matchmaking in it. You have to have headphones. You have to have a mic. You have to talk to your team. You really have to communicate through the whole thing, and they are multiple bosses. Each boss has multiple phases. You know, they have positioning. You know, like Mina says, raids are Destiny MMO level raiding. They're nothing as complicated as, you know, like Final Fantasy 14 or WoW, just because you don't have a keyboard or a mouse or something like that. But yeah, they are pretty serious time commitments and skill commitments. Does Destiny 2 forgive the regular Destiny? I think it makes amends for a lot of the problems of Destiny 1. I think I would have been really disappointed if Destiny 2 would have come out. You know, a lot of people are saying, like, oh, well, it's Destiny 1.5, mostly because it plays and shoots the same. I would have been really disappointed if it would have been Destiny 1.5, just because they wouldn't have learned any mistakes. How much of the open exploring environment are public areas? It sounds like an open world game. Yeah, each of the 4 planets have a really, really, really huge exploration zone associated with them. I cannot communicate how much bigger they are than Destiny 1. And there's always something going on. There's always, you know, enemies are fighting against each other. There's roving bands of strong enemies. There's named enemies that drop in and you kill them and they just drop a chest. There are those lost sectors. There are the public events. There's so much more stuff in it. It's pretty ridiculous. I wonder if Anthem will make Destiny 2 look like Destiny 1. I hope. I mean, I would love more games to come out in that genre.
Yep.
I missed a question.
I'm fucking pumped for Anthem.
Yeah. Mechanical Beak, hey Boston, I just started my first playthrough of Final Fantasy 12. Any tips for starters? Do the hunts. The hunts are really great, and I think that's some of the biggest meat of the game. Once you can get the your clan in Final Fantasy 12, do as much of that stuff as you can too. That has some really cool side quests. But yeah, Destiny 2, I think the thing that excites me the most is it feels like they learned their lesson. Like, it feels like they put out Destiny 1, it famously had a really, really troubled development cycle through the 3 Destiny 1s they made. I'm actually reading Jason Schreier's Blood, Sweat, and Pixels right now, and I'll talk about it on the show when I finished it. But he does have an entire chapter dedicated to the troubles of developing Destiny 1. If anyone hasn't heard of that book, basically he talked to 10 different studios about 10 different games and talked about the realities and the difficulties of making those. So far I've read Stardew Valley, Diablo 3, Uncharted 4, and one other game. I don't remember which one.
Isn't Witcher in there somewhere as well?
That's one of the later ones, yeah. Witcher 3 specifically, I believe. So far it's really good, but I haven't read that, and I picked up Zoe Quinn's book. I haven't started that yet either. Mina says, learning the lesson was the most important thing. I feel like they really did. I hope they learned their lesson about putting enough content. So basically, I haven't even unlocked flashpoints. I don't even know what the hell they are. I'll unlock those at some point. But each planet, each day has challenges associated with them. Like right now, in the European Dead Zone, you have to loot a lost sector in one of the areas, gather 10 consumables, which is super easy, they're everywhere, and then kill 75 Fallen. And once you do that, you go back to somebody, I don't remember who, and they just give you an engram. And there are those challenges for each of the 4 planets each day. So
that's
like,
pretty good.
If you just want to do that, you can already get a pretty incredible amount. I already have 7 exotics, 4 of which are weapons. And I just finished the game. Like, it's much better about either giving you quests to earn exotics or giving you way more opportunities to roll the dice with engrams and get them.
That's pretty good.
It feels more rewarding, because Destiny 1 was sort of like, well, here's some exotic. Like, there are 2 exotics they give you just by doing the main story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was unheard of in Destiny 1, where it's like, oh, exotics. Pfft, yeah, right, here's a green helmet. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I mean, everything you're saying makes me very interested in D2, but the problem I've got right now is more and more, and to be honest, to put on my old man Scott hat here for a second, love you, Nintendo, but to put on my old man Scott hat here, I'm fed up of games as services. Yeah. I don't have the time in my life when I'm working anywhere between fucking 10 to 14 hours a day. 3-mile cycle ride each way, coming home, doing all the grown-up stuff. And then it's like, well, I've got an hour a day, if that, sometimes to play games. It's like, I played Fortnite this week, and when I say I played Fortnite, I mean I logged into it, I collected my daily login bonus, and I shut it down because I don't know if I have the time to sink that much into it again.
Well, there's sort of 2 problems here. Like Mina was saying, 2017 has been lousy with incredible games. So, especially the 3 of us, we're trying to play all of these games to talk about them for top 10, but we're also trying to put a lot of time into games we really love. Like, if the only game you were playing was Destiny 2, that hour you have at night would be, strikes and PvP and missions and side quests and these challenges, and like, there's so much stuff you could do every day. But if you're trying to juggle that with other stuff, then it's always been Bungie's attitude with Destiny, where it's like, look, if you don't want to play Destiny anymore, that's cool by us. Like, that you don't have to keep. It's not like a traditional MMO where it's like, log in, get your daily stuff, do your daily quest, do this and that. You don't have to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
which is good because I want to finish Yakuza Kiwami. And I have 2 hours a day to play
I
games.
just need to clear fucking shit off my pile of shame because, I've added 5 games to it this year, and I don't even think I've beat 5 games this year.
You know what I actually started doing, because our kid is going to sleep a little bit earlier, is I'm actually staying up late. Like, I went to bed at 11:30 last night because I was trying to finish up Destiny 2. I'm actually playing games and doing laundry. It's like the only time of day I have to do either one of those. Mm-hmm. The only side effect is I just have to stay up late to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I'll be in bed by the time the show's finished. I'm usually in bed by the time you're doing the editing, the Patronus editing feature. I'm 90% of the time I'm in bed, especially now. I don't know. I think you might have seen it in Discord, but yeah, I'm going in again tomorrow. I've got to be there by 7 o'clock, which means I'm awake at 6 at the latest, leaving the house at 6:30 because I've got to cycle to work.
Yeah.
And it's just and by the time I get home, I've done a 12-hour shift. I've cycled 6 miles.
Yeah, you're well, it's sort of good because you worked a ton. You got a really good exercise in, but then at the same time, on the other end, you're just burnt the hell out.
Mm-hmm.
Tired.
Fucking apparently when winter comes, I'll be doing 8 till 5, so I'll be fucking pleased as punch.
Nice.
When it's 8:30 till 5, and that's it until spring, summer. But
man, when I worked at that college, we had summer hours. There were summer classes, but we were really a skeleton crew during the summer. The hours were 8 to 4. And getting out from work, if I was a salaried position, you had to leave at 4 p.m. With how much sunlight is left in the day, it's I feel like I'm stealing money. I still have 7 hours before I have to go to bed. I still have a whole day left. Oh, that was incredible. I was getting paid virtually nothing. But those hours were pretty good.
Yeah. Fucking Mina makes a really good point, which is laundry is podcast time.
Yeah, I wish I had time to listen to podcasts. I don't have time to watch YouTube videos. That's when I'm cleaning my daughter's baby bottles.
I listen to podcasts every available chance I get. I'm a huge podcast nerd. My problem is I need to get myself back into the habit of listening to new podcasts, because as much as I love my old baby, my iPhone, which allows me to... Oh, speaking of which, it's just a podcast update, and there's a shit ton of new ones. As much as I love my iPhone, this used to be my podcast machine, but until... I think we've discussed it before, but that beam of light you might be able to see coming out from between the screen.
Yikes.
Yeah, the screen's now going into inverted colors.
Great.
Which means it's very close to its last legs, which means I will no longer be playing Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah, on my iPhone here, my daughter was chewing on it, so the earpiece doesn't work anymore, and she was chewing on this, so the side button doesn't work anymore.
Oh, wow.
Thankfully, Apple appears like they're going to be announcing a new one on Tuesday. I hope it comes out soon, because I have... Moon, I know you share this same issue. I have a 16 gig phone. I know you have a much smaller one. I can have Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, which I'm playing a lot, installed. That's like a gig. And Marvel Puzzle Quest, which is 500 megs at the largest, and a handful of apps, and a couple of pictures of my daughter, and that's about it. That's 16 gigs there. And my wife thinks I'm joking when I say I want to get a 64 gig phone for my next one. No, for real. I don't want to install... every time I go to bed, my phone's hey, we're out of space.
Storage
so clean
space is
everything
running
up. And then I have to reinstall Brave Exvius every morning, which is not a fast process. Yeah. Yeah, figure up. I can't imagine a phone with only 16 gigs. The problem is every time my contract comes up to buy a new phone, I'm halfway through... right now, I'm halfway through iPhone 7 and 8 when my contract came up. I'm not going to buy 7 because it's the old one. I'm going to wait a little bit to get the new one because it's going to be faster and screen's better and all that stuff. But I always get in that position where it's It's like, okay, here we go. Phone's been out for a year. When's the next one coming out? Probably a year. It's like, well, shit.
Yeah, I've the iPhone I use, I believe, I think it is a 16 gig. But that basically right now, that's a podcasting Galaxy of Heroes machine for me.
Yeah.
And specifically with that phone, that's my Attitude Era podcast device, which is, I don't know what it is about that show, but it's become like I've gotten into the trend now of listening to that specific podcast when I go to bed. Like, I can't listen to white noise. I've tried listening to ASMR videos. I've tried all kinds, and I just can't fall asleep. Even with white noise in the room and no headphones in, I can't fall asleep. I don't know what it is. I'm struggling with it. So
man, the white noise machine we have for my daughter, like, both my wife and I, like, when we turn that thing on, we're just like, it's just, oh god. I don't know what it is about that specific white noise from that machine. Like, none of the other ones have done it, but man, this one.
Yeah, but like that iPhone is literally right now. That's just Galaxy of Heroes and Attitude Era podcast. I'll leave it at home because it's so damaged now. I don't take it anywhere with me because it will break if I start trying to track it around.
Yeah.
So that's my English iPhone as well. So my actual phone is this little Android one, and this is only an 8 gig phone. So it does have an SD card slot in it, but no apps will run from the SD card slot. Like, because it's a slightly older version of Android. Like, the apps themselves won't run from the SD card; they'll only run from the actual built-in hard drive. So yeah, I've got like 3 things installed, and then I think it's a 30 gig SD card installed, and that is 25 gig of podcasts, which I will listen to on the way to and from work. When I'm doing chores around the house, I'll listen to that.
Man.
Okay, Dime asked in chat, what podcasts do I listen to?
I forgot to mention I bought a Steam Link the other day because it was on sale for $15.
Yeah, I saw that. I need a
arrive.
PC before I think about that kind of stuff, though.
It should be arriving on... Oh, Wednesday. Nice.
I don't know... Why is my stuff not all transferred over to this? That's really weird.
Boss gonna be a PC gamer again. Yeah. My PC is stopped dying.
Someone wanted to know what podcast I listen to. Check out top left fucking corner.
Is that us? Yeah. 2 bombcasts.
One was the premium feed, but my premium feed just expired, and I forgot to redo it.
Oh yeah.
Because I used to play the videos while I was cleaning the house.
Yeah.
But now I'm at work, and I didn't realize my membership had lapsed. Shift F1,
they just had
which
a
is
sale too for $15 off.
But I'd rather not take advantage of the sale, pay full price, and get my T-shirt code.
Oh right, it doesn't get the T-shirt code. Right.
Well, yeah, I listened to Shift F1, which I'm so far behind, and I was going to complain about that on the pre-show. I don't even have time to watch my Formula 1 anymore.
Are they still doing Shift F1?
Yes.
Nice.
It used to be called Alt F1. But
oh right.
When Drew left, they rebranded it to Shift F1 just so that they could avoid any legal complications.
Is it not on the Giant Bomb site anymore?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Revisionist history.
There's another thing. I haven't even watched Drew's latest cloth map video.
The cloth map stuff. The Chernobyl one looks so cool.
30-minute Chernobyl one that I really want to watch, but it's like I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Just don't have time for it. Big shout out to Mackie for pointing me out to revisionist history. Revisionist
I've always
history.
meant to listen to that.
Oh, that is probably, no offense to you or to us, probably my favorite podcast I've ever seen in my life.
How dare you?
Because it's such a really it's only like 12 episodes I think in total now. It's like 6 season 1, 6 season 2. But the episodes that they've got, like, he spends months researching each episode and each topic that he's going to discuss.
You made Mina very sad that picking up the pixels isn't your favorite.
No, but look right there.
There we go. See, somebody's picking up a pixel.
I do love my pup.
When I asked Matt Crane for an album art for Pup, He does such a great job, and I'm such a bad client where I'm like, hey, can I have artwork for Pup? I don't really know what I'm looking for. And he came out with that, and I was like, oh, crap,
That's
somebody
fucking
pick up a
perfect.
pixel. All right.
It's perfect though, isn't it?
Yeah. I was like, damn it, he's good.
But yeah, I watch like. It's funny because it's weird how connected this is, how connected podcasts are, because you were aware of Cinema Swirl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't listen to Cinema Swirl. I listen to the Attitude Era podcast, which the Irish guy from Cinema Swirl started on the Attitude Era podcast. Like, he started with that one, then he produced Cinema Swirl. He also introduced one called How To Wrestling,
Nice.
which the Attitude Era and How To are basically for wrestling fans. If you don't like
Right.
wrestling, especially not 90s, then you won't be interested. I think Agent was asking me about revisionist history, what the different seasons are about. He picks a different topic every episode, and every episode it's like, okay, so the Big Man Can't Shoot is one that Mackie loves, and it was the first one I listened to. It's about one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I can't remember his name. I'm finding out right now. Wilt Chamberlain. He used to shoot his free throws underhanded. Like, not the upwards one, but the underhanded one.
Right.
And he got a higher percentage. I think he ended that season like with a record-breaking percentage in finishes.
Jeez.
He stopped doing it because everybody made fun of him for doing it. It's called the old granny throw. So that episode is dedicated to the personality types that people have, where how much public pressure can you take while maintaining something that is better. So for someone who doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks, they will do it because it's the best way to do it. Whereas other people will fold under the pressure. And it goes into like mob mentality and what it would take for your grandmother to throw a rock through a window.
That's pretty cool.
What are you talking about?
It's fucking insane. Revisionist history.
It's a podcast you listen to. All right, I am. What time is it? Wow.
Late.
Yeah, he's ready to go whenever you guys are.
Yep, I'm ready.
Sorry, the thing had a flat tire and
Oh, it's okay.
trying to get the dog to eat.
I talked a little bit more about Destiny 2 than I was expecting to. I didn't realize how much stuff there was for me to talk about.
All right.
Sacred Herb's got it. Count it down.
Funny. All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for September 11th, 2017.
Wrapping out the year almost.
Almost. Pro Evolution Soccer 2018 for everything.
Hey folks, Konami is still making video games.
Yeah, they're making
Yeah,
the
they
one
are.
that makes them money.
I think they are riding out this license until it's done. I don't
really?
think they're going to be... I think they've got those teams' licenses for a number of years. I think they are riding this until it's done, and then they are done.
Probably.
Well, I don't know. There's still hope. They might do something. You never know.
I don't think they want to make games anymore. It's like the opposite of the Sega problem, where Sega's like, we really love games. You guys just don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
Konami's like, hey man, we did that, and we're good. We're over.
We made our money. We got out the game. It was what it
We
was.
have that Metal
Bye-bye.
Gear money.
All right, Rayman Legends Definitive Edition for the Switch.
Rayman Legends is really good.
If you have not played it before and you own a Switch and you're looking for a quality platformer, it's a quality platformer.
I bet it looks really good on that undocked screen too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great game, and it contains basically 2 Rayman games in one.
Yep. Origins and Legends.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, Divinity Original Sin 2. How could it be the Original Sin if there's a sequel? I don't care. It's for the PC.
The Original Sin is back, better than ever. The first
Just
one,
when you thought it was done.
the first one apparently was really great. I own it on PS4 and I have never played it. This is another Kickstarter success. Like, they kickstarted the first one, did really well, and came out basically when they said it was going to. And they kickstarted the second one, did even better, and now it's here.
Yep.
Neat. All right, and Metroid Samus's Returns. Why is... Whatever. That's for the thirds. Another thing that's pluralized.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, Samus returns.
Metroid plurals.
Samus is back.
And now I'm buying a 3DS.
I didn't realize this was made by Mercury Steam until half an hour ago.
Who's Mercury Steam again?
They made... Castlevania Lords of Shadow.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay, now you've got me interested.
Yeah, they're basically remaking Zelda 2. Yeah, Lords of Shadow 1 and 2, they made that mobile... No, they made the 3DS Lords of Shadow.
Which was cock garbage.
No, the good one.
Okay.
Yeah, they made the Lords of Shadow 3DS game, which was a good game that had some performance issues. But they put that out on PS4 as well?
I don't know.
Something like that recently.
I think they did, but I mean, now with the upgraded hardware, that thing's probably got to run great now.
Oh, probably, yeah. I would hope. Either that or has much larger issues. All right, first and only news story we have, Rockstar has announced that LA Noire is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, and a VR version coming to the HTC Vive. So this is it's going to be like a definitive, has all the DLC, which whatever. Their Xbox One S and PS4 Pro are going to run at 4K. The other ones are going to run at 1080p. Apparently it's going to look a little bit better. There's going to be some additional stuff that's in there, which sounds like it's not really going to be that great. And LA Noire, the VR case files, takes 7 of the 21 cases and puts them in VR, which could be cool. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why you didn't do all 21, but I'm kind of interested to say I won't be playing this because 2017 is too full and this is coming out this year. I would be really interested to see if this holds up, because it didn't hold up super well when it came out.
I honestly, I was thinking about playing this again for some reasons. I don't know why.
It was fun.
I 100% will be playing this, and I already knew what the number one game I plan on playing the second I get my 4K TV and the X. I'm going to not play it until then. It's going to be Sunset Overdrive.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want that in 4K. But this I think might be number 2 on the list because I love that game. Like, it has its problems and it looks... It has iffy issues with some of the...
It's going to look really weird at 4K with the facial animation.
Yep. So... Just as an experiment alone, I will play that thing in 4K.
Some of those cases were really good, especially some of the stuff in the middle when you're working you're working for the fire department. You're doing arson stuff. Like, some of those cases were really good. It wasn't a bad game. It had a lot of open world problems and it had a lot of engine problems.
Well, it was the driving, and then at that point we were tired of open world driving because we had a few games that did it so much better than what GTA was doing, and then GTA fixed the ship for 5. And I don't know. I just remember just some of those responses just being laughably intense.
Oh yeah, like accuse, and then you're pinning someone against the wall with like a knife to the throat and everything.
Yeah, thankfully,
and you're like interrogate a little harder, and next thing you know, you're hanging them off the side of a building. You're like, what? This escalated really quickly.
Yeah, it was really weird because the developers eventually came out and they're like, "Hey man, look, we changed the text for the buttons you push at the last minute, and we changed it to the wrong word." What are you laughing about?
Oh, Rayman Levins.
I'm gonna have to write that down. Rayman Levins. Hey man, sometimes we have rough episodes. This is one of those episodes. All right, let's move on to questions. We have 5 questions from Discord. First up from T-Bomb Rocks. You can, we actually talked about this on Pup recently. You can bring back one dormant or dead franchise, but you have to get rid of one of your current favorites, and it won't ever come back. What do you pick? I'm going to say the same one I said from Pup. So actually, I'll do it first, just so we have a good idea. So the one I would bring back is Shining Force, like the old Genesis strategy RPG Shining Force games. I think those would do really well nowadays. I think that would be really great. A franchise I would kill would be Dragon Age.
Oh,
I think those have been good games, but I don't think I would. If that would be the end of it, I would be okay.
All right, if I had one to bring back, it would be Eternal Champions, and I would kill off Street Fighter 2.
You'd kill off Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, yeah.
I'm sure in order to bring back Eternal Champions, Nobs would probably kill off Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Injustice all for one swipe just to get that back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As long as it's
I
not
love
DOA
that
or
game.
Guilty Gear.
3-for-1 special on Nobs.
Yeah.
I would even throw Blaze Blue if I could substitute Blaze Blue for Eternal Champions. That's how deep my love is.
Wow.
Honestly, I don't think I'm really that attached to any...
Oh!
Go ahead.
Sorry. I would totally bring back Project Gotham Racing.
Oh, there you go. Let's get rid of Need for Speed. Thank you, Nobs. You've given me mine.
Oh,
Bring
man.
back Project
That's
Gotham.
a good choice.
Get rid of Need for Speed.
Yeah,
Tag team it.
that's a good choice. Man, bringing back PGR would be... those memories.
I would kill Forza for PGR. I
probably would too.
PGR.
I wouldn't kill Forza Horizon, to be clear.
No.
Yeah.
Something that PGR just did right so many... Like, it challenged you in the best ways.
Yeah.
Mm.
T-Bomb Rocks also asks, what's your current game of the year? What game have you had the most fun playing this year so far? I think for me, my game of the year, if I go with my gut, and I talked about this on Pup too, I think my game of the year is probably Prey, but the most fun I've had this year is probably Yakuza 0. Prey was a lot of fun to play, but not... It was more stressful than something like Yakuza 0, where it's like, yay, I'm doing slot car races, woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh, man. Prey is a contender because I did not see it coming. I did not expect it to be as great as it ended up being.
And it's so good.
Yeah, and then feeling the necessity that I had to get you guys to play it, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've volleyed for a game that long or that hard since like Saints Row when I bought that for, I don't know, 20 people.
Well, Prey, I think Saints Row was something you could understand by looking at it, where it's like, oh, they're sort of taking a riff on GTA, but then it was way more than that. I think you look at Prey and it's like, I don't know what this game is, and that's perfect. Go into it blind and just play it. It's like, oh crap, this game is actually really, really, really good.
Yep. My game of the year again it's probably going to be Prey, but the most fun I've had so far with the game this year is maybe, to be honest, it's a bit of a tear between Fortnite and Isaac. Like,
yeah,
Fortnite is fun, but it can be very frustrating. But consistently, Isaac I'm having the most fun with. But that came out how long ago?
I'd rather not think.
Right, and that's like, so I played Fortnite a little bit, and I like, it hasn't like got me in there to have any fun with it. And same thing with Agents of Mayhem is trying so hard to be fun, and it's just not.
Well, there's been so many, we were talking about it during the break, there's just been so many games this year that it's sort of hard to finish anything. Like, Knobs, you put a couple hours into Neo and then sort of had to drop that for other stuff. Not because it's bad, but it's just not as good as Golf Club 2 or any of these other games you want to try.
Me and you, Boston, Mass Effect.
Yeah, I put a handful of hours into Mass Effect, and it's like, oh, okay, Destiny 2 came out, and I'm going to be the only one talking about that, and same with Yakuza Kiwami. So, like, I have to put some time into these other ones, at least for Game of the Year discussions, and I'll be, all content and patches are done for Mass Effect, so I can go back to that at my leisure, but I don't know.
I would say, Neo for me, that's a winner game. That's a game I really got to buckle in and learn.
You put some hours into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Mina
but man,
says,
I would say Mass Effect. I had a lot of fun with Mass Effect.
Mina in chat says Mass Effect came out like a week or two before Persona 5. Like, that's another reason why.
There's another one I haven't played.
Yeah, like Persona 5, I put over 100 hours into that. So, it's definitely going to be not because of that, but it's definitely going to be in my top 10. But that was going to win. A sequel to a game that came out on the PS2 is going to win over a game that is a sequel to a game that came out like 3 years ago.
So here's a funny thing. I think I've bought more PlayStation 4 games than my entire PlayStation 3 catalog at this point.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've played more PS4 games than you've played PS3 games.
That would be accurate.
You've played more than 2, I think.
Yeah, I can name 2 games on the PlayStation 3 that Nob's played. 3.
Yeah.
3. God of War.
Okay.
God of War 3. You definitely played that. Wipeout HD.
Yeah.
No, I forgot.
Right. Mag. There's 3 games you played on the PlayStation 3.
That's Mag was a crime of necessity.
Yes.
Oh man.
And I own probably 9 more titles that I have never even touched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you own the good ones.
Yeah,
they're in your
collection.
I
did my part.
Yeah. Maximus Prime asked a question that we've sort of already answered. Now that Destiny 2 is launched, do you think the changes Bungie has made will help it succeed in ways that Destiny 1 didn't? Also, can you explain why or why not? I feel like we covered that at the beginning in sort of my Q&A session here between segments. Watch the live stream if you haven't. But yeah, I think the short term is we'll see. So far, so good. But T-Bomb rocks. With all the hurricanes that have hit and will hit, what is good bad weather game or games? What do you play when the weather's not great?
2017's horror game of the year, Resident Evil 7.
No. Nope.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't say that's a bad weather game.
Because
then you literally have no escape.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh, bad weather game. Like right now, man, I would say Golf Club 2. Make me feel like I'm outside.
I really want a meaty JRPG or something like that. Like I want to sit, if it's a rainy weekend day, I want to sit and chew in something for a couple of hours. Mina in chat says Life is Strange. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Yeah, that's great to be playing during a hurricane.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I sort of want, if I'm gonna be stuck inside for a bit, I sort of want something a little longer.
I mean, I would say Castlevania Symphony, or any of the Castlevania games.
Yeah.
It's great, just kind of curl up with your DS and just have at it.
Dimebag says Prey. Go play Prey.
Yeah, everyone should play Prey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Moon, anything for you?
I mean, I want to go to my classics, but they are any weather games to me, and that's like Elite Dangerous. Because if it's raining outside, there's nothing quite like parking next to a sun to make you feel nice and cheery.
Zone out for a while.
I mean, Res would be a good one too.
Yeah.
Honestly, Dance Central, get up and move.
Yeah, man.
I haven't played it, but the game I was talking about before that I've somehow forgotten the name of. Xbox exclusive, soda cans,
Sunset Overdrive.
That's the one.
There it is. Whew. Yeah.
I can get there eventually. I just need to describe games.
Yeah. It's a punk
I use my Overdrive koozie all the time.
It's a punk game about evil energy drinks. Oh yeah, Sunset Overdrive. Late Elf asks our final question here. What's your preferred "Oh hell it's dark and I can't cook" food?
I don't know what that phrase means.
I think it's maybe like you got to eat and you don't have any power.
Yeah. I'd say even just not even a case of no power, more just a case of it's late and I can't be bothered cooking a whole bunch. In that case, for me, it's Hot Pockets.
There you go.
But you have to have power.
Well, he's saying if you have power and it's late, and maybe you're a little drunk.
Missed that precursor there. Hot Pockets.
This is the best thing. I love the product. I have no idea what the commercials are.
This episode brought to you by Hot Pockets. Get the new one in stores now. It probably has pepperoni and cheese. HotPockets.com.
What's your favorite Hot Pocket?
I like the chicken and broccoli one.
The chicken and broccoli is a solid one because it's always moist.
Yep.
Meatballs and cheese or Philly cheesesteak, one of the two.
Oh, those are good ones too. I can't eat them anymore because they have wheat, and this is killing me.
I always like the pizza ones. I just thought those were just pretty standard. Okay.
Those were good. Pepperoni was always good in them. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
man.
what are you gonna? You always do like chips and dip, but that seems like sort of a cop-out answer. What?
Yeah.
I feel like we're on an episode of Chopped, where it's like you don't have any tools or power. What do we have in the fridge?
I don't know. I mean, if I have access to I don't know, because I can cook, so it's really not a big deal for me.
Yeah, stick some stuff in the oven.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I was talking, I always have a spaghetti squash on hand, so there's olive oil, salt, and pepper, and I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. We use our rice cooker so much that if I don't have that, I'm in a little trouble.
The best thing in my like outside of my crock pot, that might be my most used appliance.
Yeah.
Our rice cooker is also a slow cooker and a crock pot.
Oof.
Nice.
That's the only, like, we put all the other stuff off of the counter. It's made by a company called Aroma. This is like our third one we've bought because I keep screwing them up, not because it's a bad product. Man, they are cheap and they are good, and I keep seeing all these people online where it's like, here's how to make perfect rice. Buy a rice cooker.
Rice cooker.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you follow the directions, put 2 scoops of rice, fill up the water to whatever line it's supposed to be, and push the button. You have perfect rice.
It's idiot-proof.
Yeah.
We have 2 rice cookers in the house. We've got a big one and a little one for different portions.
Yeah. Yeah, Mina in chat says, buy a rice cooker, all in caps. Buy a rice cooker. They're like $30 for a really nice one. Like
if I'm making Mexican food, I just throw fill up the water to the thing, then I throw three limes worth of juice in it.
Yeah.
And then throw some cilantro, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some red pepper flakes.
Oh yeah.
And that rice is amazing.
So good.
And then if I'm doing it with other dishes, I'll use my potato peeler and slice off some carrots in there, put a fistful of peas, a little bit of rice rind vinegar to lighten it up. Oh, it's so good.
We made brownies in there the other day. Like, you can do anything in there.
You can make an amazing pilaf in it too.
Yeah.
And it is perfect.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. We've got one as well that comes with the steamed top, so we made dumplings at the same time as cooking rice.
Yeah, we have that too. Yeah, I do that a lot where I make like some sort of chicken and rice in the bottom, and I just steam whatever the hell sort of veggies in top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever since I don't use my deep fryer as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I used to deep fry everything. I used to deep fry hot dogs.
I mean, it's going to be tasty.
We deep fried hot dogs. You know what's amazing is a deep fried toaster strudel. The best.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Man, that sounds good. I'm hungry.
Me too.
Lunch was like 5 hours ago, and it's warm in here. All right, so I guess your answer is get a rice cooker and get power.
Get a rice cooker. Get a generator. And have a rice cooker. Just
to plug in the rice cooker. All right, that's all of our questions for this week. Thank you so much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. The link to email and Twitch and the Discord server and all that are on the right-hand side of the page.
Oh, and don't forget to join us for our game nights, Monday night, 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One. If you see me online, just hop in the party.
If his Xbox isn't automatically putting him in offline mode, and you see him,
I don't know what's going on because it's always saying I'm offline, and I'm not.
I'm online.
I'm online. That thing is almost always on too.
Yeah.
Send a message. It'll get to me some way or other.
Yeah.
I guess Tuesday, Destiny 2 night on the PlayStation 4. Is that a thing that's happening?
Yeah. So the one thing I forgot to talk about is the clan is in game now. So not only soon you'll be able to see who's online that's in the clan, but also the more stuff we do levels up the clan, which gets us better rewards. So hit other members in the clan up, and let's start at least playing PvP. We only need 4 people now. We don't need 6.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thursday's Steam game night, and Friday through the weekend. Go buy Golf Club. We need to build up TVGP Springs.
Golf Club 2 to be clear.
I am the Golf Club 2 because it starts with a T now.
Yeah.
I am debating on this, but we will see.
Because it's only $40. We need some peeps because I can't just be winning our own tournaments.
For $60 you can get Golf Club 2 on a rice cooker.
There you go.
That's right.
That's a date night. Don't forget to watch the show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network, that video game podcast on YouTube. Go subscribe to both places. It will let you know when we go live. And the Patreon, patreon.com/E1M1. Become a patron and see cool behind-the-scenes stuff, and you can chat in the exclusive Discord channel, which honestly is not that active, but it is exclusive, and I have previews of some upcoming stuff in there. So, and you can watch me edit this show live and chat with me one-on-one.
Yep. And look at that Discord channel, like Cartman's personal fairground on South Park.
Yep.
It's exclusive. Not active, but exclusive.
Only $1 a month. So there have been actually a couple of people that have been asking lately if they can do a one-time donation. I've removed the one-time donation because, one, I felt badly that you didn't get any cool behind-the-scenes stuff for your money. But two, being able to do Patreon helps me budget. So I know exactly how much money is going to be coming in at any given month. So once we meet or exceed the goals, then we can start planning for like hardware upgrades and new microphones and stuff like that, or better hosting maybe. I don't know, stuff. So I understand if people don't want to do a subscription sort of thing that Patreon is, and I certainly don't blame you, but even $1 a month helps out a lot. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about doing a one-time donation at $20, just Patreon $1. There you go.
Yeah, or Patreon $20 and cancel it. Maybe. Nah, don't do that. That messes up my numbers. Actually, that would mess up how much money I get at the end of the month pretty significantly. The more people donating at $1 would help me a lot more than one person donating at $20 and canceling it, because of how they take their percentages. So.
Call that the Bernie Sanders rule.
Yeah, every dollar counts. And that's our episode this week. We'll see you all next week.
Laters.
Bye.
I have a couple of titles. What do you have, Moon?
I got like 4.
I have 4 too.
Mina, Dime, get your suggestions going.
Yeah.
Dime in chat, yeah. I've got a couple from chat, but yeah, Dime, I can't be number 1 in our own tournament. Get a hop, which I wrote down once, although it was get a hop, get a hop, get a hop.
Yeah.
Which was Nobs talking about playing golf.
Oh, yeah.
I sort of look like a clown, which I absolutely love. Credits chapter, Rayman Leavens, and get a rice cooker and get power.
I have It's the Cheesiest. I don't remember what we were talking about. A gamer golfer, which I really like. Rayman Levins, and I just shortened it down to get a rice cooker.
Get a rice cooker.
Yeah.
First you get the khakis, then we get the jobs, then we get the girls.
I don't know which one of these. I think all of them are good. Do you guys feel strongly about any particular one?
I sort of look like a clown, and credits chapter tickled me a little bit. Louise.
What's the one about clown? I look like a clown?
I sort of look like a clown.
I sort of look like a clown. I could go for that one.
I don't know, man. Buy a rice cooker. I mean, that was a pretty good tangent there.
Yeah, I'd sort of like that it's the return of Foodcast. That's why I like get a rice cooker.
Well, if you want to go get a rice cooker, let's do that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Rayman's Levins got me laughing pretty good though.
It's
also,
so funny
Jimbo.
Every once in a while, we just have one of those episodes where none of us can stop being tongue-tied.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is.
Jimbo, I don't know how long you've been in chat or watching, but yeah, dude, if you missed the first 20 minutes of the show, you getting pimped out a lot.
Yeah.
Get on those street corners.
Singing your praises. Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 516 for September 11th, 2017. Get a rice cooker.
Oh, we settled on that.
Seriously, it's cheap.
Settled on that. Alright, thank you so much everyone for watching. We appreciate it. It's been going on forever, I think.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. $10 or higher patrons. I'll see you tonight. Bye.
That sounds like a threat.
It is.